Hello everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another video here on my YouTube channel. Today we are finally on Fun Fold Friday number 11. Yeah, we're doing it once a month. We're fitting it in when we can. Busy life, right folks? Okay, so I'm going to be using this press plate. This is called Love Potion. So it works with the Better Press, but you can also hot foil these, and so I'm going to glimmer hot foil that. I've brought in a couple of one pattern paper. This is the Harvest pattern paper collection, and then there's also the smooth pattern or Harvest Smooth paper collection as well, so it goes along with it. I like these papers because they're 6x8, beautiful, lots in there. I'll have everything linked down below that I'm using, but I really like this color palette that we're going to be working with, and so yeah, I'm into some fall right now, so let's do it. All right, so I'm going to start off by showing you some foiling. I've already pressed this one, but I'm going to foil it now, and my sandwich for foiling is to use your paper, then use whatever foil you're going to be using, as long as it's that Glimmer Hot Foil, and then I'm going to stick that down pretty side up, and then I put my plate right on top of that and hold everything together with a little bit of mint tape, and then I stick that plate side down onto my Glimmer Hot Foil system while that's warming up. And once the green light is on, I click the button, it'll blink until it goes, solid, and once it's solid, which I don't know how long that actually takes, you can pull that off and run that through your die cutting machine. So it's going to go solid here pretty soon. I'm going to bring in the plates that go along with it. So there's 2 plates that you put on top of that. You make your little sandwich, and then you can run this through your die cutting machine. I'll bring that back, and then you can see how beautifully this foils. So not only does it foil beautifully, but it also and this is a different one that I used, but it foils beautifully, and it also presses on the Better Press really nicely as well. So that's that one. I used that in a different video, but you can see up there in the upper left-hand corner the one that I actually am going to color today. So we're going to use some colored pencils with this. I'm really excited to do that. I haven't done that in a long time. And I'm going to double up here. I'm actually eventually going to go 8 times speed, but because coloring with colored pencils does take quite a bit longer than it does like using alcohol markers. I love doing it. It doesn't matter to me how long it takes. I like coloring. So for me, it's kind of therapeutic. I'm sure for a lot of you, if you're watching me, it's therapeutic for you too. If not, maybe it's therapeutic for you to watch. I don't know. So I matched up my colored pencils. I'm using the Arteza ones, but I also have Prismacolor. But I'm using the Arteza ones, and I matched up my colors to go along with the pattern paper that I'm using. And while we're coloring, I do want to bring in some products that got sent to me by Make It by Marco. I'm sure so many of you have heard of Make It by Marco, but I wanted to show you some of the products that he sent me. First up is the phone stand clip. Now this is amazing. It might be my favorite product that he has because I have probably 4 in my house right now, and I bought one for all of my kids, and it's amazing. So it holds your phone, you can watch videos, you can FaceTime, you can listen to a book, however you like to do it, and it holds up your phone both ways, which is just amazing to me. I use it every day. My husband has one that he uses at his office too. This is an awesome product, and so I'm bringing this up because I'm using it while I'm coloring. I'm listening to a book. I might actually be FaceTiming as well. I do all the things while I'm coloring. And so that's how low profile it is. But yeah, I have 4 of them, and I absolutely love them. They're, again, probably one of my favorite products that he makes. But he makes a lot of really amazing products. So let me show you a couple of others. So this next one that I'm bringing in is called the Clutter Keeper. So it's small, not heavy profile, and it's just got one little clip area in there so that you can hold your projects or hold whatever you want to use, like maybe a book, hold paper, whatever you want on your desk. I actually use this one to hold my products that I need to use for my next project. So I just keep them in a folder, and then I stick them in there, and I know what I need to work on next. But it doesn't stop there. He also has the Mega Clutter Keeper, and it's big. So it's got more than one area to hold stuff. And so I'm showing you all the things that I put in mine. Everything that is like, I need it right now. Whether it be white cardstock, black cardstock, my grip mats and whatnot. So it has 4 slots in it. It's super cute. You can see the cute little hearts that are in there. But this is low profile too, really. It's better than stacking everything on my desk and then I just make a mess. This way I can easily grab whatever I need, card bases, black cardstock, emergency card kit things, my whatever, whatever you need. And so I really love this one as well. This one was sent to me. And now this is not sponsored by him at all. He just sent these products and I really like them, so I wanted to share them with you. I don't have affiliate links with him by any means, but I will have a link down to his Etsy shop so you can go check him out. This next thing I'm going to show you, I bought several years back. This is actually the large tier glue holder. So it can hold all your little glue bottles, whether it be like, in this case, the Nuvo adhesive, some of those smaller ones like the Gina K Connect glue, or Lawn Fawn has one as well. And it just sits in there and it's nice. You can just grab it out. You never have to worry about like making sure that the glue is down at the tip because that keeps it there. And the final product that I want to show you that I absolutely love, and it's new, is the desk multiplier, and there are add-ons. I say add-ons because you can make this as tall as you want. So the desk multiplier comes like this. You've got the base, and then you have one of these that has 3 little pocket holes in it. I use this one for my colored pencils, and I have my most used ink pads down at the bottom. And then I have 2 more tiers to this one. So I've got more colored pencils in there, and the top tier actually holds pens, pencils, my pickup stick, my reverse tweezers, and water brushes and stuff like that. And I love this. So I'm going to show you real quick how everything looks on my desk. So that it's right within reach. I've got all those right there. I have my glue keeper right there as well. Moving on, that's where there's my glue keeper, and I always keep my phone stand clip on the desk. I took it to another room and was upset with myself, so I keep it there. And then I've got my clutter keeper right here and my mega clutter keeper right there as well. So like I said, I will have a link down below to his Etsy shop, but you can go check him out and see if there's anything that you'd like to get. I like to feature products that I really do love, and his are definitely one of those. So no affiliate link, just really like his products. All right, so moving on, I have upped the speed here about 8 times because, like I said earlier, obviously colored pencil takes a long time to do. And I know some of you actually like to see the full coloring, whereas I'd probably just cut most of this out because I'm like, well, if you saw one flower, you've probably seen them all. But some of you really do like to watch the coloring, so it's sped up 8 times. If you don't want to watch the coloring, you can just fast forward on through this, but sometimes it's nice to see the process and to see where maybe the shadowing and shading get put when it comes to coloring. Now, if you've never colored with colored pencils before, I will tell you that some of them can be a little bit waxy. These Arteza ones are a little bit more waxy than my Prismacolors, but you do want to work light-handed. You want to start very light-handed if you're adding darker colors to it, because that wax will build up and then it makes it really hard to add any depth to it. So I start really light-handed and then I gradually add more color where I need it and then blend things out as well. Now we're moving on to the little potion bottle. It always reminds me of a perfume bottle. I like that this one's called Love Potion though. I feel like this is an image that could be used for all kinds of occasions. And so, not just love potion like a love card, but yeah, a bouquet of flowers for any occasion. All right, now that we're done with our little bottle, or almost done with our bottle, we're going to move on to the insides of the flowers, blend some of that out. Sharpen your pencils. That's definitely a great tip. You want to make sure that your pencils are nice and sharp. That makes it easier to add that color. Dark green for the insides and some dark blue. And then I'm going to move on and use some light blue. I guess it's like a blue-green. And then I'll add that darker color and blend that out for a lot of those leaves. But I'm just sticking to the 2 colors for all of the leaves. Some of the leaves are just going to get the dark green, dark blue-green. And some of them have a combination. I've also colored this one with watercolor. Didn't take a picture of the card to share with you, but these images are just a lot of fun to color. Whether it be watercolor, colored pencil, alcohol markers, just about anything you can think of. So now that we're done with our coloring, let me show you how the foiling looks in the light. Super pretty, right? And we're going to die cut this out using the matching die that you can get. I'll tack that down with a little bit of mint tape, and then we'll run that through our die cutting machine. And then once that's done, we can start working on getting our paper ready to go to make our fun fold. So we're finally there, 10 minutes into the video, and we can get into making our fun fold. So I have a piece of cardstock that actually measures 7 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. So it's a little bit smaller than what you would originally need for a A2 size card. This is going to be an A2 size card, but I did trim it down because we need a smaller flap. So where I'm going to score this is we're going to score it right at about 3 inches. So I'll bring in my little scoring tool. I'll go in about 3 inches, and I'm going to score that on that long side. And I've got this at regular speed so that you can kind of keep along with me. But that's going to leave a little open flap there, so you can see a little bit of what's going on the inside of the card. This is a super easy fun fold. I like those. I like the intricate ones too, but every once in a while you just need something a little bit simpler that also still gives a wow factor, and I think this is one of those. So now we're going to bring in our patterned papers, and we're going to cut those down also. All right, so that's that. I'm going to decide on which paper I want. There's a lot of beautiful ones in here, but I think I'm going to stick to that striped paper. Peel out one of those. Again, these are 6x8, which makes them amazing for if you want to use them on A7 cards, A2, you have options. So I'm going to trim this down. I need this to fit on the inside of the card. And so we're going to trim this first piece down 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'll cut the 4 inches first. Making sure I'm lined up there. Always second guessing myself, because what is it? Measure twice, cut once. And then this one will be 4 or 5 1/4. It might be a little bit bigger than that. If you want it to be a little bit closer to your edges, then I would suggest, trimming it to be a little bit bigger. And then this bigger piece, we're going to trim that down also. I'm trimming this down to be 5 1/4. And then that outside piece, it's actually going to be 2 3/4. All right, so that'll fit nicely on the outside, and so it all looks cohesive, right? Don't adhere anything down. You don't want to adhere anything down just yet, because we need to cut our circle first, or whatever shape you plan to use. I've decided to bring in this really beautiful, like green-blue color. Sorry for the meow, that's my cat. And I'm deciding on what circle I want. Like I said, you could use any shape as long as you're going to be able to score about a 1/2 inch into it. So this is the size I've chosen. And we're going to die cut that down. All right, now that we have our circle die cut, we're going to go ahead and we're going to score just a portion of it. Since it's a circle, it's not like it has a bunch of sides or something. So we're going to just score 1/2 inch on that, and that's going to fold in. And then you can start adhering everything to the card. So I am going to attach the circle first, and the reason for that is you can reinforce it with that paper. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on that flap, and then we'll attach that down to the inside of the card like so. You can attach it higher, lower, wherever you want to put it. I want mine to be a little bit higher. And then we're going to adhere this piece of patterned paper to the inside of the card, just using liquid glue. My glue seems to be struggling today. So we'll adhere that down, and then we can adhere the other piece to the outside of the card. You can see there's a nice bit of white flap on the inside to write your sentiment. I end up covering up some of the paper so that I have a little bit more room in case I need it. But yeah, really like this pattern paper. And I think I chose the stripes because I knew it would go really well, like make it really nice and cohesive. And so here's where I decide I want an extra piece on the inside. Yours can be however big you want it to be. I'm just trimming mine down. Or you don't have to do this at all. If you think that one side is plenty of room, you don't need to do this part. So I'm cutting some down and realizing I need it to be just a little bit smaller because that goes right to the edge, and I don't want it to do that. And I don't want to cover up all that paper, so I'm going to trim down a little bit more, and then we'll adhere that to the inside of the card. So now I have a little bit more room to write to my recipient. Again, however you want to do it. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my sentiments. Now this one comes from the Gilded Expressions from Crafty Meraki, and again, I used the press plate and I used it on my Better Press, and then I also foiled some too. So I'm bringing the birthday wishes in. There's lots of sentiments. This is great because it foils or presses all of those sentiments, and you can get the matching die to cut all the sentiments out at once. So it's really a fabulous system. Kind of deciding where I want the birthday wishes to go, and I think I do want them to go over the top of the bottle. So we're just going to glue those down. And then once I have that down, I'm going to bring in some adhesive foam strips, and we'll put those all over the back. And I'm not shy about it. I put quite a few. And I'm not really that concerned that some of that area is probably going to be hanging over because I have a trick for you for that. If some of your foam tape goes past the circle. So I'll peel off all of that release paper, and then we can adhere this down to the front of that circle. Pretty simple. Placing that down. And then once I have that, I'll flip it over and see. And then I'm going to bring in my anti-static powder tool and just cover up those areas that are showing that are a part of that adhesive foam strip. Can't stop there. Got to embellish. So I've brought in some Champagne Celebration pearls. These are from Trinity Stamps. Very beautiful, several sizes. And so I'm going to pull those out with my pickup stick and attach those down with some liquid glue. I went a little bit liberal, maybe not too crazy liberal. Probably could have put a whole lot more on there, but I like how this turned out. I avoided the flowers themselves because that's already got some dimension, and there you go. So that's going to finish off our fun fold today. I would love to know what you think. Have you made one like this? Would you make something like this? Leave that down in the comment section down below and let me know what you think. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.